Hello, computer-aided engineers. Today, what I would like to talk is a tool called Ansys Discovery. Uh, and I'm going to show that it is very easy to use, and then you can make quick design changes, essentially on the fly, and immediately start analyzing with these design changes. Uh, for that purpose, I built a simple HVAC system or ducting. At the bottom, flow comes in, and then we have two outlets at these ends. And maybe what we want to do is have a desired target flow split between the two outlets. Maybe we want to send about 80% of the air here, 20% here. But with this preliminary design I made, which is pretty crude, is it going to be achieved? How can I improve this design? We're going to get all these answers by using Ansys Discovery. So first thing we do is, build this model. You can, totally build this simple model using the design tab, and under here by, using the operations, or a lot of times, we engineers use CAD, more advanced CAD tools, and then we can, import anything via insert geometry, and as you can see, almost all types of files, formats are supported with Ansys Discovery. So once I kind of have my geometry defined, and I want to define the problem next. So I'm just going to skip over to simulation. So under simulation, we're going to see, multiple options. I've already set up some fluid flow conditions. So, this is going to be a CFD type problem. But, Discovery also has structural capabilities and electromagnetic capabilities. So a lot of advanced Ansys software are rolled into Ansys Discovery, where you can do preliminary analysis and design. And once you have a better design, you can go do a high fidelity simulation, in structural. And you can essentially do that in this single window, without going explicitly to Ansys Mechanical or Fluent, etc. Or you can, it's obviously up to the user. Okay, so we have all these niceties within Discovery, and I'm going to show some more interesting niceties. So let's, kind of set up our problem, which I already did. It's a very simple problem. If we look at the physics, obviously we want to specify air as our working fluid. Gravity is not a factor because this is a forced convection. We can look at our boundary conditions, defining flow rate, and then we're going to calculate the split, see how the flow distributes with this design, and see how we can improve this. So we essentially have two modes. Three modes. First is the modeling mode, which we already used and built our model or imported. Next is the explore, where we simulate kind of quick and dirty, with either of these physics, and then, do a preliminary design. Next is the refine mode, where now we can use a higher fidelity approach to validate our design. So I'm going to specifically focus on the explore part, where we're going to make some design changes, and on the fly we're going to run the model and see what the impact is. So I've already run this baseline model, but let's look at this notification first. Once this simulation it is green, it means the simulation is complete. And as it runs, it's going to be kind of moving like a clock around here. So that's how you can identify a finished or convert solution. Let's check our notification. Okay, so we've used constant temperature. It's just doing a warning. Sometimes there are critical warnings or errors reported here. So please pay attention to this button. And looks like we already have a solution. So let's kind of, look at particles, which shows how the flow behaves. So flow comes in, these kind of cute little bubbles are colored by velocity magnitude. There's a big recirculation zone we can kind of see underneath here, and above it the flow accelerates and kind of goes over to the second leg, which has a wider open area, which obviously will get much more of the mass flow rate, and you can see that kind of flow accelerates due to the area shrink down. We have a bit of the flow going kind of caught by the walls here. Looks like not enough flow is going to the smaller channel. So we may need to add some feature to get some air into this leg. Another way of looking at the solution is maybe more numerical, and we define some monitors. We have the pressure drop inlet to outlet. So we we don't want to go over the allowed pressure drop. And we can see the mass flow 1, which is this area, and then mass flow 2. So what we see is about, 5 grams per second of flow, about, 4.2 grams are going. So, that's, what is that, about 85% maybe. So maybe we want to, add some sort of a feature, and somehow we want to divert more flow, capture more flow into the inner leg. Okay, and we can take a look at this solution multiple different ways. We can look at streamlines. We can quickly see the big recirculation zones. Typically you want to smooth out such zones because they represent poor design or more pressure loss. So you can see this gigantic region that is kind of dead. So what we want to do is kind of get more flow diverted into this region. So, both the design is more efficient and, we can get more flow through the inner one. So we already do have a solution and we have our CAD model. Next step is we're going to go apply some design changes. So let's move back to the design tab, so modeling stage. What I would like to do is, as an engineer, I'm thinking, maybe a guide vane. If we place something like a, kind of C-shaped vane here, we can capture more of the flow. So for this purpose, let me spin the model here. What I'm going to do is first I'm going to create a plane. So I hit the plane button, or maybe I should first select this face, then hit this. Now you can see we have a plane object added. It's visible and it's marked. So I'm going to switch to the sketch mode. And I'm going to click this plan view. So we're normal to our plane. And now, let's kind of draw a guide vane using the spline option. So here I go to the spline option. I'm going to click on it. I'm just going to, essentially eyeball a location, put the first point, second point, and maybe add my spline. I'm going to hit escape, and then I'm going to do something, roughly parallel and hit escape. Okay, then I'm gonna complete the spline, so that now it's a fully enclosed surface. Okay, it doesn't look beautiful, but the goal is here to see the impact. Does this design idea work? Now let's switch back to our 3D mode. We have this surface. What we're going to do is click on our surface, and then using the pull option, I'm gonna drag it across the solid. Then hit escape, go back to select mode, and now you can see, we've essentially very quickly added a vane. Next step, just go back to simulation and hit the solve button. And then, the solver just starts running again. Very quickly, we made a design change. And, once the run is complete, we're gonna see the flow split, the pressure drop, look at the 3D flow field and see if this design idea is useful or not. So, looking back, our run is complete. It took maybe 2 minutes on my machine, maybe less. So now let's switch to our, visualize our solution. Now what we do see is similar flow structure, flow coming in, big recirculation here. Now we can see that, still we have the kind of large recirculation here, but it seems like more of the area is being used. We have some flow escaping back there, so maybe, we can try and put a second vane or, move this vane around, but certainly it seems like we have more mass flow coming through the shorter leg, with the inclusion of this, and numerically, we can confirm it. Previously, this was, 0.7 grams per second. Now it's about 1.1 grams. So we increased the flow rate, by about 50-60% to the shorter leg, and we achieved our goal. So it seems like adding a guide vane certainly improves the design. We also note that the pressure drop went up a little, and that's to be expected because essentially we did add an obstruction to the flow field, and that's the penalty for it. But a quality design, will help you keep the pressure drop low while achieving the mass split. And this essentially concludes our demonstration regarding, on-the-fly design capabilities of Ansys Discovery. Thank you for your attention.